Afeni Shakur, an activist in the Black Panther's run, attacked and entrapped and imprisoned in 7-1. And to make matters worse, was she was pregnant with a son. Tupac Shakur, the legend begun. His godmother was Assata Shakur. His godfather was Geronimo Pratt, a godson of the war. And he was born as a Harlem boy, just trying to make it. Afeni, she couldn't take it. They relocated to Baltimore in 1984. Afeni knew his heart. She transferred him from public schools to the School of Arts, where Pac had made his mark. With Stone Broke, it was dark, but he prevailed and he sailed through with an open heart. It was a start, but crack got his mama. They packed up and moved to Marin City in California. His mother's struggle hurt him bad, so he blamed drugs. He started hanging with pimps, pushers, and thugs, so he moved out of mama's house and met a woman named Layla. He moved in with his homie Ray Love. He dropped out of school, but he ain't playing dumb. Layla was his mentor, and literacy makes us. He read Steinbeck, Malcolm X, Richard Wright, Machiavelli, Imitation of Christ by Thomas Kempis, a minor mentor to the streets. His group was strictly dope and they was tearing through the beats, and that's when Layla hooked him up with Atron Gregory, and soon became a roadie with the homie Shock G. Now, the underground was up and coming like they wasn't nothing, but they was popping, so Pac hit the ground running. And it's the 90s now. The streets need a beast. He got his break on This Is an EP release, and all around the world they heard same song. The first track Pac had ever got his name on. Now he clowned around when he hung around with the underground. Girls who used to clown said he down when he came around. It was a new sound. Tupac was it. 1991 was the release of the Tupacalypse now. Criticized by Dan Quayle. Interscope wasn't sure if it's gonna fail. And everybody talking about the violence as well. And Pac was on the line by himself. No help. Brenda's Got a Baby was a classic in and of itself. Juice made the box office swell. Bishop was the truth. Everybody knew the deal. Strictly 4 was strictly real. Fed up. He set up. Told us how he messed up. Told the women all around the world to keep their heads up. The ladies had his back through all of the Savage Acts. He hit the screen again, co-starring with Janet Jackson. And all the madness of his life became his habitat. A pacifist, but still an activist. How bad is that? He shot 2 cops and Tupac popped. He got off and all the charges was dropped. But that ain't all that he got. He met a girl at 19 in 93. She blew him on the dance floor. Damn, that bitch is grimy. He took her back to the suite, cracked her under sheets. Ain't no love if your homie doesn't beat. So Pac left the room and went to sleep. And when he woke up, everybody talking about police, and it wasn't me. Accused of sodomy, sexual abuse, and possession of a weapon, but Pac didn't do it. After the first day of deliberations, he was thirsty for tasting the studio in the worst way. He went to Quad in Times Square, NY, seen Lil Caesars, Lil Homie from Bed-Stuy, Biggie's side guy. And so his homeboys inside, why wouldn't he decide not to slide by? It was a dude outside of fatigues and kept watch, looked to see if it was Pac, then his head dropped. 2 dudes entered the spot and it begun. A robbery in progress. Pulled out their guns. Get them on the floor, grab the jewelry and the funds. And then Pac had reached for their Glocks and they were stunned. They bust shots for them. Cut into his flesh. Took the pinky ring and the gold chain off his neck. They would lay him out stretched when he left. He almost bled to death. It was a night Pac never forget. And now his paranoia high. He knew he would survive, so he checked himself out the hospital barely alive. Against the doctors who performed the surgery advised. He hit the streets for the next day at the trial. He was late, but fuck it. He had to know his fate. 1.5 to 4.5 in state. And Suge Knight would visit him. And death row was great. They had the rap game in a chokehold and would take Pac's life to the top of the whole game. Take his life in a whole different lane. It would make him change. He signed his soul on the line and made bail. And Suge paid well while controlling the grind. He signed a 3-album deal in so little time, rocketed to the top of his pop shit in his prime. All eyes on me, y'all lies on Pac. 2 months in the studio, it's ready to drop. Got 5 singles lined up, videos on lock, award ceremonies, got billboard spots. And Pac was at the top of the game and industry. And I don't feel the need to speak on any of the beef, because the media believed that it was West versus East, and immediately they put that word out on the street. And that's the main reason Pac ain't make it. Because they shifted blame on MCs who ain't say shit. And we all know people that say he's still alive. They say that he's in Cuba now. They say that he survived. I even heard them say they saw him with their own eyes. But I'ma let sleeping dogs lie. Because Pac didn't make it, man. He died at 25, searching for Tupac Shakur.